What commitment means in a modern world. Read by short storytelling, written by short storytelling. Relationships are complicated things. Even intrapersonal relationships can be complex. How many people can truly say they never fight with themselves, let alone when you add another entire person to the mix? I wanted to take some time as a bit of self-reflection and really think about what commitment means to me in a relationship. Merriam-Webster defines commitment, at least the pertinent definition, as a promise to be loyal to someone or something, specifically the state of being in a serious, usually long-term, and monogamous emotional relationship. Now, I'm not here to address the question of monogamy. This isn't that sort of discussion. You either are or you aren't. You may lie to yourself and your partner and say you are monogamous, but then deep down you want something else or something more, or even have the kind of relationship that isn't threatened by shared physical experiences outside of the relationship. I'm not that kind of person. I know myself and, more importantly, my heart. For me, the love that isn't exclusive is a love diluted, and I personally cannot live that way either for myself or for my partner. No judgment or shame to people that live outside of monogamy, but that isn't for me or the way that I could live my life. I want to get more into the meat of what commitment means to me personally. The first half, that's my commitment to someone else. It's my promise to be loyal to them. I'm not really a complicated person. If I like someone, I'm committed to them. In this context, let's consider it loyal instead of committed because it makes more sense in the context of other relationships. Loyalty can even exist outside of liking someone. I'm loyal to my boss, but my liking them is secondary. In this case, loyalty would be a matter of respect. I respect my boss by default because they're in a position of power over me. Assuming that respect goes two ways, and they respect me or my work, then we have the conditions for loyalty. If my boss doesn't respect me, then there can be no loyalty, not at the cost of my own self-respect, and I'm likely to be looking for a new boss. This is an interesting analogy because I feel like it can be similar in a romantic relationship. I love, am loyal to, a person because they love, have power over, me. These conditions work so long as the mutual love exists. This is complicated because as a human being, I don't truly know the other person's mind. The human machine is programmed by previous experiences. This impacts both our own actions and the expected actions of others. If I've had bad relationships in the past, this could lead to programming to sabotage relationships because the only examples I've been given of love are hurting it. There are many people out there who show love and therefore loyalty through pain, either through parental example or through repeated struggling relationships, or even through social expectations. Some people expect love to endure this pain or struggle and may even show their true love for someone by hurting that love in some way. Unless they can break the cycle and define for themselves how they want to love others and be loved, they may be doomed to be agents of pain in a painful world. I am not one of those agents of pain. My love and my commitment are a default setting in a relationship. I've been fortunate enough in my life to have been loved by someone. It would be poor recompense on my part to betray that. I'm not a young and wild individual still finding my way in the world. I have established patterns in my psyche that dictate how I treat people. It sounds contrite, but it really is the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. So how does all of this relate back to commitment in a modern world? I think modern relationships, dating, are about making sure you share common programming about commitment. You see, in a relationship, everyone has different measurements of loyalty. This could be as simple as not wanting your partner looking at others in a lustful way, or maybe as complex as trying to figure out how to prevent your partner from feeling vulnerable. In a true functioning relationship, this requires communication and openness. That is true of all relationships, not just the romantic kind. For me, I trust by default. The goal is not being betrayed and hurt as a result. To me, this is part of why personal growth is so important and knowing yourself. If you're a person that dislikes yourself and you hurt yourself as a result, how is it reasonable to expect someone else to trust you when you can't even stop hurting yourself? I'm not here to judge, and if you do find that you chronically hurt yourself in some way, either through direct physical action or emotionally, I highly suggest seeking out help to stop. The world is filled with enough pain. There's no need to inflict it upon yourself. I suppose all of this really comes back to commitment as it pertains to dating. The goal of dating could therefore be agreeing to be with someone and taking one of two actions, either communicating and compromising to minimize the hurt caused to the other, or understanding that you have unequal ideas of what hurt and what does not hurt, and moving on to another relationship. Even these are complex issues. Compromise can be a slippery slope. Indeed, the real concern is that the relationship may not have even progressed enough to survive small hurts, therefore being done before it has even truly begun. These are all really just the ramblings of an old soul trying to make sense of an ever-changing world. All I can really define is what it all means to me. I need love. I'm not a touchy person. I wasn't raised that way. I don't hug random people, and I miss when fist bumps or elbow bumps were the standard. But as a human being, my body craves physical closeness. I'm not talking about sex. I mean just simple physical closeness and touch, holding hands, if you will. It's difficult for me because I need that touch, but I also need it to mean something. Shaking hands with someone or hugging someone I don't know, it feels hollow to me, without emotion. But a hug from someone that knows me, a hug with intention and love, and most importantly, acceptance of who I am, that is incredibly validating and fulfilling. Is it right for me to be this way? Is it okay to desire that validation from others? I would argue it depends on what kind of people I choose to surround myself with. I will tell you this, not only do I desire that emotion and physical touch, I give the same in return. If I hug you, that is an acknowledgement of my feelings for you, of my respect for who you are and how you feel. And if I hold your hand, well, that means you're a person I find worthy of love, someone I'm willing to try trusting with my heart. And there's that word again, trust. Maybe what I'm really wanting to say is that commitment isn't just about how I feel, it's about how my partner feels. If I trust someone enough to hold their hand and let them hold my heart at the same time, then I better do my damnedest to not betray their trust. Because people learn by example. If I break their heart, why wouldn't they break mine? I trust by default until that trust is betrayed, but I don't expect that in return. Maybe what my partner needs is to verify my example first. Maybe they've been hurt before by others claiming to trust but not meaning it. Maybe they've learned to protect their hearts so they can't be hurt. Now we're back to the real crux of all this. Commitment isn't always about me and how I trust, it's also about my partner and how they trust. Again, as a normal human beings, I can't read their mind, or they read mine. That means I need to earn their trust before I can earn their commitment. I'm not saying my programming is better than their programming, that isn't what this is about. Me and my fortunate life not having been betrayed, that just means I've been lucky. I'm saying if I intentionally live what I say I believe, then I need to honor my partner and their needs. My commitment means loving by example and earning their commitment through patience and understanding. Anything less is a betrayal to us both.